Hi, my name's Ben, and I'm one of the volunteer speakers for the Mental Illness Fellowship. I share my story of having a lived experience of mental illness to young people, students throughout Melbourne, and to carers as well. And the reason I do that is because I believe that having meaningful contact with a person with mental illness breaks down barriers and helps to increase understanding and acceptance and reduce stigma and discrimination. And yeah, I really find it a fantastic opportunity to do some advocacy and promote the needs of people with mental illness, and just to put a human face to it, to show that we have the same dreams and aspirations as everybody else. And part of the reason I share my story is also to give people hope as well, share my recovery journey, and you know, it really helps me to come to terms with what's happened, and gives me a voice. I feel it's an important and significant role to play, and I've had such good reception from all the young people I've shared my story with, and you know, if it's given them some insight as to how they can help their friends that may be going through similar things, or if it happens to them one day, what's out there, and how organisations like the Mental Illness Fellowship can help them, and that people shouldn't do it alone and suffer in silence, but to get the help that they need. And I just really enjoy being a mental health ambassador for the Mental Illness Fellowship, and been very encouraged just by the positive interaction I've had with psychology students around Australia. I speak to Year 11 and 12 psychology students in secondary schools around Melbourne, and I speak to carers of people with mental illness as part of Mental Illness Fellowship's Wellways program for carers, and I speak to psychology teachers who come to do training at the Cunningham Dax, which is a gallery with exhibition of art produced by people with mental illness, and I give the consumer presentation there. And that's how I get a lot of my speaking engagements, because the teachers hear me share my story and they say, we need to get someone in from MIF to speak to our students, and always get good feedback. Yeah. I think it's significant to note that people with mental illness are out there opening up and sharing their stories, because a big factor for many people is social inclusion, and it's a way of connecting with others in a positive manner, and breaking down some of the stereotypes or misunderstandings that pertain to having a mental illness.